Dead poets,
Philosophers,
priests,
Dead poets,
martyrs,
Dead
artists,
poets,
inventors,
priests,
governments long since,
artists,
No labor-saving machine, nor discovery have I made. Nor will I be able to leave behind me any wealthy bequests to found the hospital or library. No reminiscence or any glimpse of courage for America. No literary success, nor intellect, nor book for the bookshelf, but a few carols vibrating through the air I leave, for comrades and lovers.
I think Walt Whitman was an interesting choice for the new school because Whitman is so much about the joys and the problems and the promise of democracy, and the new school's history seems to speak to that. Whitman was the poet that I could actually read. And I was very interested in his poetry style, that is very plain-spoken in some ways. His influence on other poets, for example, Allen Ginsberg, deeply influenced by Whitman's poetry. But also the subject matter, Whitman's continual fascination with democracy and America. So much of my work has been interested in America as a subject matter, both celebratory and critical.
Among the men and women,
the multitude, I perceive one picking me out by secret and divine signs,
acknowledging none else, not parent, wife, husband, brother, child, any nearer than I am.
Whitman's words really resonated with me. He's very interested in the common person. He's not writing about kings and queens, he's writing about the people he meets on the street. Taking the ferry from Brooklyn to Manhattan. Walking the streets of Manhattan, walking the streets of Brooklyn, and observing, imagining that this is a giant community that he's a part of.
Walt Whitman, a cosmos.
Of Manhattan,
turbulent,
no sentimentalist,
the smoke eating my own,
drinking,
ripples, buzzed whispers,
And am around.
love
tenacious.
root, silk
No
thread, crotch and
sentiment,
No labor
vine.
saving
no
machine,
standard above
and cannot
men
be
My
and women.
respiration and
Or
inspiration,
apart from
the beating of my heart,
than
the
immodest.
passing of blood and air through my lungs.
No labor saving machine, nor discovery have I made. Nor will I be able to leave behind me any wealthy bequest to found a hospital or library.
Nor reminiscence,
nor
of any
reminiscence
deed of
of
courage
any
for
deed of
America.
courage for America.
There was never any more inception
than
there is now,
nor book,
nor any more youth or age than there is now.
And will never be any more perfection
Than there is now.
Whitman is a rebel. So that's attractive too. That's very clear in his poetry, and it's very clear in his life. When Whitman is first publishing Leaves of Grass, it was considered by many blasphemous, sacrilegious, obscene even, but now it's a classic of American literature. So I'm interested in that process, how the society seems to catch up to Whitman. But I'm also interested that Whitman wasn't bound by the prejudices of his day, that he extended himself beyond his class, his race, his gender, and really embraced the sort of totality of humanity.
And will never be any more perfection than there is
No more
now.
modest than immodest. No labor
I
saving
am
machine.
the poet of the body.
No discovery
and I
have
am
I
the summer
inspiration
soul.
and inspiration.
But that one is not.
The beating of my heart.
That one knows me.
Nor will I be
Pleasures
able
of
to
heaven
leave behind
are
me
with me.
any wealthy.
He's sort of a poet of fragments.
Or book for the bookshelf.
I am the poet of the body.
I think one encounters the text in my piece in the same way you encounter the text in Whitman.
Love root, silk thread, crotch and vine.
Walt Whitman, a cosmos of Manhattan the sun.
Think nothing can ever be greater.
Nobody reads Leaves of Grass from the front to the back.
It deserves. Regarding it all intently a long while,
You sort of dive in at different points.
I stand in my place with my own day here.